Abundance isn't what you have, it's who you are. If you're not experiencing abundance at the moment, then there's nothing wrong with you, and it's not that you have lack in your life. It's that you have forgotten who you truly are. And today, I'm going to help you to remember the truth of your infinite abundance. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marguerita and I am the Woo Woo Warrior. I've helped thousands of freedom seekers just like you to clear their fears, doubts, blocks and limiting beliefs so they could step into their power and rise into the wealth, freedom and abundance that they desired. And if you want to be next, then stick around. I'm going to share with you some powerful woo-woo warrior wisdom so you can be the best and most powerful version of you and live life on your terms. Now, in order to recognize, acknowledge, appreciate, and connect back with that infinite version of you, it's important that you understand the very nature of the universe that you live in, because the universe is abundance. It just is abundance. And lack and scarcity is an anathema. It's a complete contradiction. It's an abhorrence to the nature of the universe. The universe does not understand lack and scarcity. So how did you start to believe in this lie? Because it is a lie. Lack and scarcity is a lie. It doesn't actually exist except as a construct in your brain. Well, it's because of the conditioning and the indoctrination that you have grown up with. It's not your fault. It's not anybody else's fault. It's just the nature of the way society has been constructed and how these beliefs of lack and scarcity have been handed down generation after generation after generation. Because there is such a thing as poverty in the world. And when people experience poverty, they relate to it from a perspective of lack and scarcity. But the thing is, if you want to experience wealth, prosperity, and abundance, then you need to shift into a wealth consciousness. So if you have a lack and scarcity consciousness, there is no way that you are going to be able to experience wealth and prosperity. They're just completely contradictory. They cannot coexist. So if at the moment you are struggling in any way, shape or form, then it is imperative that you acknowledge that you have been indoctrinated with a lack and scarcity consciousness and that you take really powerful steps, deliberate steps to create a wealth, abundance and prosperity consciousness each and every day. And I'm going to show you some really cool tips on how to do that. So once you recognize that the abundance, the universe is abundant, that you were born an abundant being, that you came from source, and the very nature of source is abundance. So in the words of Dr. Wayne Dyer, you must be like that which you came from. So you came from a place of infinite abundance, which means you have to be the essence of infinite abundance, and you carry the essence of infinite abundance within you. Okay, so here's an exercise for you. Firstly, the attitude of gratitude. The attitude of gratitude is extremely powerful. So in order to reconnect to the essence of abundance that exists within you, you need to start to acknowledge the abundance that you are surrounded by and be grateful for the abundance that you already have. If your bank account is empty, don't worry about it. We'll get to that, okay? So what I want you to start thinking about is, what abundance do you witness every day? Where you live, do you have parks with an abundance of trees, with an abundance of grass, with an abundance of leaves? Do you live in a city where there's an abundance of buildings, there's an abundance of people, there's an abundance of infrastructure? There's an abundance of money changing hands every single day. There's an abundance of food outlets, and there is just this wealth of food available everywhere. What about the air that you breathe? Is that abundant? Do you get oxygen into your lungs all the time? What about the trillions of cells that exist in your body? Do you think that's abundant? What about the miracles that are unfolding every single day, whether or not you recognize them and actually witness them, or whether you're completely not observing them? They are happening all the time. What about the abundance of love that exists because the nature of source, of the creator, is love? So now that I've sort of started this process for you, I want you to start thinking about the abundance that you can be grateful for right now. And just say to yourself, I'm grateful for the abundance of air that I get to breathe. You're never going to run out, are you? I'm grateful for the abundance of people who are everywhere in my life. I'm grateful for the abundance of trees that I see in the parks or out in the bush. I'm grateful for the abundance of water that exists on the planet, and some of which flows through my taps in my home. I'm grateful for the abundance of love that I know the Creator is pouring on me right now. I'm grateful for the abundance of money that exists in the world that is transferring hands to hand every single day in all the transactions that are happening. I'm grateful for the abundance of opportunities that are available to me, even though I might not have seen them yet. I'm grateful for the abundance of jobs that are out there, of which I could go and actually apply for to be able to earn more money. I'm grateful for the abundance of entrepreneurs who are creating new things and who are actually doing good things in the world. There are a lot of them out there, by the way. I'm grateful for the amount of education that is available to me on the internet, all for free. It is, by the way. I'm grateful for the abundance of power that is generated, that I can just flick a switch and a switch turns on, or my heater turns on, or my air conditioner turns on. I'm grateful for the abundance of water that gives me flushing water in my toilet and a bath or a shower every day. I'm grateful for the amount of food that farmers are producing all the time to feed the world. Do you see just how much abundance is out there? Now, I'm going to challenge you to come up with another 10 to 20 examples of the demonstration of abundance that is right in front of you. Okay? Now, the abundance of money that is changing hands that I mentioned, the trillions of dollars that are changing hands. If you're not funneling any of that into your bank account, then it's just because you haven't got the right strategy, the right formula, because when you offer something of value to the marketplace and you have a strategy or a formula to exchange that value for money, you can make as much money as you damn well please. What's blocking you is your beliefs and your lack of understanding of your abundant nature and the abundance that exists. So when would now be a good time to start to tap into that abundance? When would now be a good time to remember your true abundant nature and the infinite abundance that is available to you in all ways? When would now be a good time to leave behind the lie of lack and scarcity and shift your consciousness into a wealth, prosperity, and abundance consciousness? Now, if you are a part of my community, then you know I love emotional freedom technique. And at the end of this video, I am going to actually leave a video up here for you to watch that is about EFT tapping, and that is going to help you to rewire your brain for money, wealth, and abundance consciousness. And it is one of the most powerful tools because it's simple, it's fast, and if you apply that technique and you use it consistently and persistently on a daily basis, your life will transform really, really fast. Your consciousness will change first, then your life will change. That is the key. You've got to change your internal world to change your external world. So if you're not getting the results that you want, stop looking outside, start looking inside, start looking in here, start asking the right questions, going, okay, so if I had a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, what would I do differently? Think about somebody who is rich and wealthy. I don't care what you think of them. Just think of a person who is rich and wealthy, somebody who has done really well for themselves. Maybe you know them personally, maybe they're just somebody in society who has done really well for themselves. How do they think differently to you? Because they do have different traits and characteristics, and I can guarantee you that you can develop any single one of those traits and characteristics. I can also guarantee you that there are people out there who aren't as smart as you, who aren't as talented as you, who aren't as skilled as you, who aren't as resourceful as you, who are making a lot more money than you. I can also guarantee you that the opposite is true, that there are really intelligent people out there who are highly skilled, who are experiencing lack and poverty and scarcity because of their lack and scarcity consciousness. That is the key. Now, wealth, abundance, and freedom require something from you. They require you to have faith in the face of uncertainty. Let me repeat that. Freedom, wealth, and abundance require you to have faith in the face of uncertainty. Because if you keep just responding to the evidence that you have right in front of you right now, if your bank account is zero, if that's what you're focusing on, then that is the signal that you are transmitting. And if you just keep running that through your head, that is lack and scarcity consciousness, then guess what is going to continue to produce? Because you get what you focus on most of the time. So if most of the time you're focusing on the lack in your bank account and you have this anxiety and stress about it, then guess what you're going to create? Now here's where it gets really, really cool, because you are an infinitely powerful creative force. We live in a holographic projection. Everything is energy. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. You, the universe, the trees, the flowers, the building that you're living in, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And frequency and vibration emits a signal depending on the level of frequency. Abundance is a frequency. Wealth, prosperity is a frequency. Lack and scarcity are frequencies. What are you tuning into? Because you, as a body of frequency and vibration, you are just a concentrated ball of energy that is emitting a frequency. And that transmission, because you are at this transmission station, that transmission goes out to the universe. And that universe responds by sending back the experiences that match your transmission, your frequency. This is the law of attraction. So if you want to tune into the frequency of wealth, abundance, and prosperity, then you need to shift your consciousness. You need to set the intention to build a wealth, abundance, and prosperity consciousness, and you need to change your attention to wealth, prosperity, and abundance. Your attention and your focus is key. Why? Because whatever you focus on, you create. You don't just attract it, you literally create it. Because your focus actually makes the energy come together and create the experience. So whatever experience you are having today is because of the frequency and the focus that you had yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that. So if you want to change your experience tomorrow, you need to shift your frequency today, because there is a lag, okay? So you start shifting your frequency today. Stop looking for the instant evidence of change. Start looking for subtle differences in how the world shows up for you tomorrow. Subtle differences. I'm not talking about I'm going to make $1 million overnight. Anything is possible. I will grant you that. But because of the nature of our subconscious mind and the labyrinth of programming and conditioning and neural pathways and belief systems and thought processes. 60,000 thoughts a day, man. You don't turn that train around like that. So, but once you start to shift your focus and you increase your level of awareness and you pay attention, you will start to see subtle differences. What happens when you start to witness and pay gratitude for the subtle differences? It accumulates. It's like a snowball effect. It starts the ball rolling. It builds the belief that is so incredibly important. You start to trust more. You start to have more belief. You start to witness and experience and expect more abundance to show up. And it starts in little ways. And then bigger things show up and bigger things show up. And before you know it, you've got this avalanche of abundance that is coming to you. It is freaking incredible the way this works. It's almost miraculous. So, in order to create this wealth and abundance consciousness, to be able to experience the infinite abundance that is available to you in all things, you've got to shift this. You've got to remember who you truly are. Now, if you have enjoyed this, if you've gotten something out of it, remember the exercises that I gave you. Start witnessing the abundance that is everywhere. Make it an exercise to be grateful for the abundance that shows up for you. Start to see the subtle changes in your life and be grateful for them. And if you are somebody who wants to create massive change in the world and to live a life of abundance, and you would like to build a business doing what you love, something that feeds your soul, then I recommend that you type soul in the comments below, because what happens when you type soul in the comments below, I will send you a link to download my free soul aligned business blueprint. This is a guide, a free guide that will help you to take the steps to be able to create a business that you love, that feeds your soul, that makes a difference in the world and helps you to build wealth at the same time. Now, if that's not abundance, I don't know what is. So I do hope you have enjoyed this. My name is Marguerita. I am the Woo Woo Warrior. And remember that you need to shift these neural pathways. And in order to do that, I have created a new video for you that is right there with EFT Tapping to help you to rewire your neurons for money, wealth, and abundance. I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Take care. Ciao for now.